Hey, hello everybody. Welcome to my channel. It's Denise again, your Ascension Oracle. Today we are going to talk about the 144,000, the Light Warriors. And the reason that I took time from reading is because I've been seeing 144, everywhere. And maybe backwards, 114, 441, but 144 everywhere, 111, all those numerical sequences. And then surfing on YouTube, everybody's talking about the 144. And I just think it is because of what's going on right now. Things are really coming down. We're starting to see things being done. The Light Warriors, we've been doing our work for so long, so many lifetimes, and we're finally starting to see the fruits of our labor. And so I just thought, let's look at some of the characteristics of the Light Warrior. And I want to thank the channel Everyday Masters, Michael. Go to his channel. He has a great channel. He was talking about the 144 also, and someone was commenting on there, and they listed some more characteristics. There's a lot of characteristics out there, and a lot of them are close to what Dolores Cannon says about the waves of volunteers or the indigos. And so a lot of these sound to me, they correlate to me with the indigos. I always associated myself as an indigo because I was born in 61. And so we were pretty much, there wasn't too many of us coming in at that time. There was a few prior to that, but not as many. Indigos came in, we're system busters. They call us the pain in the asses because our energy is a little bit different than, let's say, the crystals and the rainbows that are in now, but our energy is starting to change, and we are, stepping into that kind of work, the work that we do. And if you're familiar with my channel, you did see the guided meditation that I did, working with the rainbow, the chakra energies and the rainbow spiral energy, and how you can use that and go out and do your Light Warrior work where you can just stand your ground. Even use your sword. Sometimes I'll be writing, and I'll just get, there's something there that shouldn't be there. And I can see in my mind's eye, me using my sword. And those of you who know that I write fantasy, paranormal, but I'm really good at world building because I've lived it. And so it's a lot of sword play going on, a lot of, up against the dark. And I've done this my whole life. Since I was a small child, I could see things in the dark and used to freak out my parents. They didn't want to know. They didn't want to know, you're just seeing things. I think they were scared. But as the years grew, I was no longer afraid. And I would just battle. I was really good. If I saw shadow being in my bedroom, I was ready, as many of us are. Dreams of things trying to come into my house and attack my family. I'm there right away with my incantations and my energy and taking this on. And so, I just was like, well, that's what I'm supposed to do. But so many of us as Light Warriors, we're just seeing that 144, and we're seeing Light Warriors, light workers. It's more now than ever. So I just thought it would be kind of fun to just rehash again the characteristics. And maybe in this list, you might see something different, or something that you might resonate with. So let's go. And there's 10 characteristics I can't even talk this morning. I'd rather use my telepathy. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not very good with the spoken word, just better with my telepathy. Okay, so if you experience any of these characteristics, you are one of the 144 light workers that will save the world. So number one, characteristic number one, you are always identifying with heroic characters and superheroes, and you still do, even if you are an adult now. And don't you, I resonate with that. I mean, you know, the Marvel stuff, I really wasn't drawn to that Marvel, that save the world stuff for some reason. But when I do watch, I get all like even the what am I thinking of? The guy with the claws, the Hugh Jackman. What were those people? All of those people, they were mutants or something like that. They were different, and they were always doing some kind of a battle against the bad dude. And I find myself getting all amped up and you know, ready to go. And it's like, I just wanted to get in there. You know, I could feel my body, you know. And even as a young child, I always had that wild spirit. I was always one of those wild child, and standing up for those who were being bullied. And even though I was very small when I was in high school and I was very quiet, I was like a Black Panther, you know, don't piss me off because I would surprise the hell out of you. And so, yeah, I identify with these heroic characters, and I love to write them into my stories. And a lot of the characters, even, you know, the women, the young girls, it's part of me in them. And so, yeah, I'm always ready. I'm always ready to go to battle. I've battled my whole life. I've battled all my lifetime, so I know exactly what it's like. But there is another side of that. Okay, the second one. Let's see, did I miss one? Okay, the second one, you have a deep purpose that not a lot of people know about you. That's true, isn't it? But even if you told them, I have a deep purpose, or I came here to do something, I feel like I came to do something different. My whole life, the same thing. I thought I came here to save animals as a small child, and when I was really young, we moved a lot. So I got bullied a lot, and I had like imaginary animal friends because I didn't have many friends. And so I had this feeling that I came here to do something different. And of course, people don't know about it, because even if you told them, they would think you were stupid, crazy, you know, more reason to get bullied. You might not be sure yourself, but you just know you were meant for something bigger. So yeah, I know we all resonate with that. And that, you know, that goes with the indigo too. But we're just, you know, we like titles. We like to put a name to thing. And yeah, some people says we shouldn't do that, but we have to. If we're talking about something, we have to put a term to it, because if somebody sees that, they go, oh, I know exactly what they're talking about. So the next one, you have an inner understanding about spiritual concepts, higher knowledge and cosmic wisdom that feels natural to you. Oh, yes. For sure. Always looking for more knowledge, always looking for the deeper meaning. There's more, you know, when I was forced to go to church and do all that crap, and I would sit there and go, there's something different. This isn't making this isn't enough. There's something else. This isn't enough. And I was tired of looking outside of myself. You know, religion, you're looking outside of yourself. You're looking to somebody else to be saved. Well, at that time, I didn't realize that I was the one that wanted to do the saving. And so I thought, well, okay, I'll be a veterinarian. You know, I want to heal. I'll be a veterinarian. But then when I realized, you know, you had to cut things open and all that blood, and nope, that wasn't what I wanted to do. I knew there was another way I could heal and help without doing the barbaric mainstream medical association way. Okay, so the next one, you love people, but you hate them at the same time. Who will raise their hands for that one? And, I beat myself up over it all the time. It's like, from afar, I hate people. From afar, I hate that they're asleep and that they can so mindlessly walk through life and not give a second thought about what they're doing to this planet or what they're doing to other beings, and that all the entitlement and especially those who go to church, they just give it all to God. And well, God, the Bible says that. And so that I hate that. But when I sit down one-on-one with a person, and I can look through all of that programming and see the God, the divine, the creator, the source in that person, I love that aspect of humanity. But all the rest of it, I just hate, and we all say the same thing. We came here and just cannot believe the atrocities that humanity can perform. I mean, the things that they do, and their mindset, and we are the supreme being, and they just haven't a clue, and it just frustrates me. And even if you give them the information, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink, and that I hate. And so yes, it is very confusing, isn't it? It just confuses me. It's like, sometimes it's like, are they worth it? But again, we came here too for ourselves, didn't we? We came here because we really wanted to grow more spiritually. We wanted to experience this. And so, humanity is part of it. I guess we have to look at it like this. If we didn't have that aspect of humanity we hated, we hate the victimhood, and if we didn't have that, we wouldn't be playing the role that we're playing. I mean, we wouldn't be doing we wouldn't be doing the battle. We wouldn't be, working on our energy. And so there would be no reason for us to do what we're doing. So we have to keep that part in mind. So it's like, you unconditionally love who they are at their core. And that's what I said before. I love the core, the creator, the source within them, their heart center, if it's open and unblocked. But we are really good at, when we can sit next to someone that's been quite nasty, and we can see right through to them. We can see their nastiness, but we can go further and see the core, the heart that's there, that's really would like to shine through. But you hate all the junk that's preventing them to shine, like their ego, right? Their ego. Oh my gosh, the narcissists out there. Addictions, their stupid decisions, and their negativity. We hate all of that, right? So I think that's the hardest part. For me, I think that's the hardest part of being a light warrior. I just want to take them and shake them and go, don't you see? Don't you see? But we have to remember, we're here for ourselves too, and we're here for the great learning that we are getting from this. We are really climbing up that ladder, aren't we? All right, the next one. You might have panic attacks and anxiety problems. Oh, yeah. But, even though the world is imploding right now, humanity is being forced to look at themselves and they're being forced to do their own work. And it's really bad out there. Now I've come to the point where I can sit back, I can see what's going on, I can recognize what's going on, and it's almost like I'm saying, okay, I got you this far, you're here, now it's time for you to do your work. Now I can kind of sit back and kind of watch. And I know, but you still, we still have that warrior aspect of us where we still, we'll never not be able to do battle. We'll always want that. That's just part of who we are. That's why we came here. So we still secretly are still doing our battle. And a lot of us are doing it in our sleep. Oh my gosh, you guys. I mean, the dreams that I have, I mean, the battles that I do. And that's probably why I write such good fantasy stories. You love animals and you feel deeply for the harm we do to them to satisfy our own needs. Oh my gosh, yeah. And I tell you what, if it wasn't for the natural realms, the animal kingdoms, if it wasn't for namely the horse, I wouldn't be where I am today. The horses really carried me more than just on their back. I have horses. I don't ride them anymore because I see beyond that. I don't have that need anymore to control them and force them to do my will and carry my ass all over. I'd rather do it myself. And I do a lot of hiking with my horses. We go, all three of us, we go together and I'm walking and I enjoy it so much more and they enjoy it so much more. But without the horses, I wouldn't be here today. They are the catalyst. They are one of the catalysts of my learning besides the church. The bad things, the negative things that happened to me in the church was also a catalyst. And then the horse came next, even though I already had horses my whole life. Dogs, yes. I mean, oh my gosh. And they're all in my books too. I have so much information and stories by just this sentence right here and living like a light warrior, the 144,000. You can't stand injustice. Yes, my husband is like that. I can't stand injustice. My husband hates it. I guess you could say he's somewhat of an indigo. He's just got a little bit of waking up to do. But, you know, he has to say on the other side a little bit to do to kind of keep the two of us afloat. If he wasn't out there working his ass off, paying the bills, I wouldn't be doing the work, the spiritual work that I do. I mean, I have 2 spiral wheels that I built in my yard. We're on 12 acres we're 8,500 feet up in the mountains. And the first one I built was 30 feet in diameter. And I've been using that one all summer long, like crazy. And then the other day I just built another one, not quite as big, about half the size of that one. And I'm going to build another one. And I have some of my neighbors now building spiral wheels. So yes, I worked for many, many years, before the 90s, did all of that. But now I need to not be in that 9-to-5 crap because we light warriors know that we have a job to do and we know that we can not be part of that realm and we have to be doing our work, our YouTube channels, helping other people, you know, animal rights, whatever. We're out there doing these other things. The next one is you always try to lighten up the mood. I do too. And my dad was like that. People would laugh because, oh yeah, you know, it was John Benda, you know, if I saw John Benda in the store, you know, hi, John Benda. John Benda would always wave and he'd laugh. You know, so that was a joke about my dad. And I tend to do that too. A lot of times we're not laughing within, are we? We're holding a lot within, but we're trying to keep the mood light. And I try to keep it real, guys. You know, I am who I am. I get a little silly. I get a little ridiculous, but I am on the opposite spectrum of the seriousness. I am a light warrior. I need to be serious and have that face. And, you know, that's not me. I'm more on the light side. If something is tense and you tell a joke, if someone is down, you do your best to cheer them up. And I've had more people tell me they love to have me around because I increase their energy. I do lift them up. I inspire them. If someone is asking for your help, you might go out of your own way just to help them. Yes, even though I really hate what they're doing or what, you know, how they live their lives. But then when they come and they're down and they're like, oh, you know, and they ask for help, it's so hard for me to say no. But I'm learning. I mean, boundaries, right, guys? Boundaries. Just because we're light warriors, we're not supposed to be doormats. And I was a doormat for a long time because I thought, oh, well, to be this, you know, we're supposed to take everybody's crap and we're supposed to give everything to them and, you know, give the shirt off our back. And that's not what it's about either. And the next one, you tend to inspire others. And that's what I said. Even if you're unaware of this, and I do forget at times, I will sacrifice if I am, I will sacrifice my own journey, say working on a book or working on a story, or if somebody else has the same idea or something, I will sacrifice my idea and help that person put out their idea, even though it's the same as mine. We are kind of self-sacrificing, aren't we? We will take them, helping them over, even though down and, you know, we're still going, oh, you know, but you can't help yourself, can you? I just cannot help myself. It's like, okay, but I know that it will come back to me. It always does. So it's like, okay, you want to take my idea, go right ahead, you know, go right ahead. And the last one, you love to merge dualities into oneness, like science and spirituality, psychology and philosophy, technology and nature. Okay, well, I have to think on that for a minute. Technology and nature. I guess if it was really something that could really, really help nature, I'm a right-brained girl. You know, this technology, some of these people have these great YouTube channels. They're so techy and savvy, and they have people, they have producers, and they have people who go and do all the editing and all that. And that's not me. I am who I am. This is what you get. It is what it is. I'm not interested in all of that. It's about the words. It's about the heart. It's about being grounded and really just being myself. I don't need all that flash and stuff behind me, music and all that. Science and spirituality, that kind of makes sense because we're trying to bridge that. Science, you know, is starting to come there now. They're starting to look things that they're starting to relent and say, okay, there's more out there than that we can prove. We don't have to prove everything. Okay, you know, so that's kind of cool. That's starting to come together. Dualities, you know, into oneness. Well, I guess we can also include the divine feminine and the divine masculine. You know, we've been in patriarchy, and before that it was matriarchy, and before matriarchy, I think it wasn't matriarchy, it was egalitarian, where we were together from the very beginning, like the Lemurians. You know, they saw in each other the aspects that could balance each other out, and they knew how to come together and work together. You have this and you have this, and I see this in you, and I see this in you, and I love this, and let's join this together, and let's work together. And it's not, you know, you can give birth, and I hate that about you. You know, we're gonna, you know, you are a little bit more intuitive, and I hate that about you. I want to be that. You know, the women wanting to be out in the workplace, they wanting to, you know, do the man. They want to go out and kill the animals for the meat. You know, I think it's time for us to go back to where the women are this and the men are that, but we're coming together. You do this and I do this, and we're sharing because we each know our strengths and our weaknesses. And it's like raising our children. I mean, really, I think the worst thing possible was for other people to allow other people to raise our children. And that was all part of the agenda. And I think it's time for the women to, raise the children, because nobody loves their children like they themselves do. Everybody else who's doing it is doing it for money. It's always about money. And so, yeah, it's bringing that's what I would like to do, is bring all that together. So that's really cool. So light warriors, the 144,000. You've been listening, if you've been listening to the books that I've been reading, channeling, the ascended masters about the ascension process. And, they thought the first wave, there's 3 waves of ascension. They thought the first wave was going to happen back in the 90s. And I think it really did happen, because if you look at what we went through in the 90s and then the early 2000s, a lot of those were catalysts to awaken this 144,000. And with the first wave, when they were channeling the ascended masters, they at that time were hoping for just 2,000 of us to wake up. Just two. So, when we think of 144,000, we think, well, God, is that enough? Well, apparently so. Apparently so. So I have my cards here, and I would like to pull a card, a little message from Creator that they have for the 144,000, however you want to call yourselves, the light warrior, the indigos, the whatever, the crystals, the rainbows. I'd like to pick a card, and this one is popping out. So, all right, I'm going to pull this one. So this is a message from Creator, and that is Shaman. If I'm reading, yeah, I know the card. Shaman, ancient healing wisdom. So shaman, when you think of shamans, shaman, what are shamans? So they're telling us we're all shamans. Don't forget who you are. You have that ancient wisdom at your beck and call. We forget to call upon that, don't we? And first even think we have that knowledge, or we have that, and we have the ancestors. We have the ancient ones with us. And the ancient ones, who were they? We call them today our ascended masters. And so what are we? We are ascended masters. And so this card is telling us what do the shamans in the villages do? What do they do? When people have problems, they need healing, or they need knowledge, or they need to talk to Gaia, or they need to talk to the ancestors or the higher beings. Who do they go to? They go to the shamans, because the shamans are the in-between. They can go, they have the ability to get the answers. They have the knowledge. They know how to do this. They've been doing this. And so, yes, it's a reminder of who we are as the 144, and what we have at us, what abilities we have, the knowledge we have, what we can do. We are shamans. Yes, it's just another term. It's just another name. And so, yeah, ancient healing wisdom. I mean, ancient, we've been doing this since ancient times, and we're trying to heal humanity. We're trying to heal this planet. And so that's really cool, guys. Great message. But I would also, if you're still here, I am a Cobra follower. Okay, if you don't like Cobra, go ahead, leave. But for me, I just have this feeling that Cobra might be feminine, or Cobra really has that connection to the divine feminine, because Cobra is always teaching and talking about the divine feminine within, and the return of the goddess and the return of the divine feminine. And they have the group, the Red Rose groups. And so I do follow Cobra. And okay, so I get these periodic emails from Cobra. And I got this one this morning, and I thought it was really interesting. As light workers, as the 144,000, as what we do, what we have been doing. This last message email from Cobra is pretty much confirmed what we've been doing. And as a light warrior, what are we doing? We're working against the dark, the light against the dark. Who's the dark? Who's been the dark? And so I want to find that email, and I'm going to read it to you guys. All right, so the beginning of his email, and you're going to find this interesting, light warriors. Clearing of the Draco fleet in sublunar space is proceeding nicely and according to the plan. All Draco presence beyond lunar orbit has been cleared completely, and all spaces beyond lunar orbit is now cleared, liberated space. Many angelic beings are now entering the solar system from the cosmic sea of love, which now fills interstellar space throughout the galaxy, creating the so-called music of the spheres, which extends from the Kuiper belt all the way to lunar orbit. Kuiper, K-U-I-P-E-R, Kuiper belt. I'm not sure I heard that before, so that's a new one for me. So we've been doing our work, haven't we? We've been working against the dark. If we cleared our space of the Dracos, that means that enough of us, 144,000, have awakened to do our job. We've been holding the energy. We've been fighting. Let's see what else he's got to say here. Etheric chimera spiders just within lunar orbit have been cleared also, although some of them still exist closer to the Earth. The spiders, you know, and I remember as a young child, I remember one time I was sleeping with my mom for some reason. I was probably 4 or 5. And I remember seeing the spiders crawling, and I would jump, and, they would scare the crap out of me. And I would still, as I got older, I would see them. They'd be hanging off the ceilings. They'd be hanging off the ceiling fan. Let's see what else we have here. During the galactic wars in the last few millions of years, the Draco have gathered many exotic technologies on planets they have conquered and turned them into super weapons. One aspect, okay, I guess we have to go and click on that link that he has listed here under that statement. Okay, so, and I remember there's been an operation going on, Mjolnir. If you're a Viking, Mjolnir is the hammer, Thor's hammer. Mjolnir. I don't remember how to pronounce. I'm not Viking. Come on, you guys, help me out here. How do you pronounce? How do you pronounce Thor's hammer? Let's just call it Thor's hammer. But this is a Viking term, and they call this project the name for the Viking hammer, Thor's hammer. One aspect of Operation Thor's hammer is capture, research, and then destruction of those super weapons. Okay, so apparently they've been doing that. Among those super weapons is a special scalar grid inversion technology on Draco ships, which suppresses human kundalini and inverts planetary energy field from harmonic, platonic, sacred geometry grid. Geometry grid. Ooh, yes, we've known that though, haven't we? We've known about that. And so that's part of the operation. That's part of what they've been taken down. So if, like they said, the Draco have been chased away and cleared out, that means that has been lifted. That technology has been stopped. And I've heard this before too, that from a different source, that has happened, and it's made space now, cleared the energy now for the ascended masters to come in physical form. So I think that's another thing we should start looking for. Okay, into inverted quasi-trapezoidal negative grid. The light forces are using vortex re-inversion technologies to reset the planetary grid back into its harmonious state. And they are relatively successful, as there are already areas on the surface of the planet far away from human settlements where the grid has already been successfully reset into its natural positive state. If you wish to support the positive grid re-inversion process, you are welcome to do the Flower of Life meditation as often as you feel guided from now on until the end of 2020. And so that's kind of what I've been doing. I've been doing the rainbow light energy, working and sending that out through every little nook and cranny of our planet, you know, underground, above ground, all around, to bring that energy, bring that vibration to where they are all at, and either chase them off or cause them to surrender to the higher frequencies. Okay, although all plasma toplet bombs are gone, there are, I think the toplet bombs, somebody help me here, are the things that they've been using to keep humanity, what is the word? What's the word? Hostage, I guess, humanity hostage. If you do this, well, we're just going to take this, we're going to take out New Zealand or whatever, you know. But I think a lot of them that were embedded in New Zealand, so of course they wouldn't take New Zealand out. Okay, and that's like, you know, with the, if they chase the Dracos off, I know that the Vatican, we talk about the Vatican, there's been so many arrests, and the Vatican's been taken down pretty much. And, you know, you think about the Vatican and they say that they were a nonprofit religious organization to help humanity. Well, why in the hell did they have so much money that they could feed the whole world? Everybody on the world, they could feed the whole world for 10 years. I mean, what, you know, so yay, I hope they chased all the Dracos out of the Vatican too. So there are still some toplet bombs in quantum superposition state tied to human implants. Ooh, so see, they can take out holding hostage, which serve as quantum superposition nodes of the basic grid inversion network that forms the backbone of the matrix construct on the surface of the planet. See, they knew they had to do this because they knew this time was coming, and they knew that they had to use humanity that way to keep the light away. But see, for us as light workers, we can send in the energy, we can send in the light, we can send in the higher frequency to start to dismantle, you know, that negative, low vibe aspect of themselves. And I know that a lot of the reptilians, the real dark, not the dragon faction, but that Draco alpha draconic type faction, I know they were saying that some of them were actually waking up. And a lot of the reptilians, there's a lot of reptilians that, I don't know, some people say there are no good reptilians. So I don't know. I don't know. Well, hopefully time will tell. Although, okay, blah, blah, blah. These top-lip bombs do not possess a big problem, as they are much easier to clear the plasma top-lip bombs, and they will be cleared together along with the Draco fleet. If you wish to speed up this process and make it easier, you can do implant triangulation exercises. And I'm not sure how to do that, but it's listed here in this email. We are the change. No, is it We Are the Change? I will list the website to where you can get this latest transmission here. Many reptilians are gathering in their underground bases close to the planetary surface, and the Dracos are using them as shield to prevent the headway of the Confederation fleet towards the surface and to further disturb the energy grid. On a more positive note, Pleiadians have communicated that they have finally developed a protocol for emotional healing. If you wish to receive emotional healing from the Pleiadians, you need to repeat 3 times, command 771. So repeat that 3 times, command 771, command 771. And Pleiadian medical ships will assist you with their healing beams. It helps to lay down and allow 20-30 minutes for the healing process. Okay, so say command 771 3 times and then rest for 20 to 30 minutes. Pleiadians have also communicated that positive stardust nanotechnology to remove the coronavirus is not as effective as they have hoped, because the Dracos have strong nano counter technology which blocks the positive stardust to agree. But I'm thinking, because the first line on this was they've chased them out. They've chased them out of the galaxy. So I'm thinking that that is no longer. I don't know. Nevertheless, the Pleiadians have managed to reduce the mortality of the virus in February and March to a great degree, and herd immunity will be reached globally soon. And also mindset, right, people? I'm not afraid of it. I figure if I'm going to get it, I'm going to get it. So what? I'll deal with it. If that happens, I'm not going to worry about something that has not happened to me. Pleiadians have communicated that they are expecting the virus to die out on its own because it will fail to find new hosts who have not yet developed immunity by the end of the year. Okay. But of course, we got them, you know, we got the fake news with their numbers. Oh, it's just getting worse and worse. And oh, my ex-sister-in-law, who lives in a small town in Tomahawk, Wisconsin, was the first one to be tested positive for corona. And this was last week. Hang on, guys, I got to plug in. This was last week, and she called me and she was very upset. She sounded to me like allergies. And then I talked to her yesterday and she's fine. She's on her way up north in the woods with her husband to their cabin. And so I just told her, I says, you know, these tests are not there. A lot of the tests aren't conclusive. And, you know, so don't let that, I think she really just wanted to talk to me to make sure or to have me reassure her she wasn't going to die. So I told her, you're not going to die. All right. Okay. Scientists are finally beginning to discover the toroidal shape of the universe. So see, that's part of that science and spirituality coming together. They are finally discovering previous cosmic cycles and are beginning to understand the 11th dimensional structure of the human brain as a reflection of the universe as it is described by 11th dimensional string theory models. Soft disclosure of life on Mars is starting to appear in the mainstream media. Yeah, we know, we've been seeing that. Disclosure race is a race China wants to win. Until disclosure happens, we can surrender to the cool Italian galactic music. So you guys have to go to this and go to the YouTube channel that's listed here. Or help planting some trees. Yes, you guys, plant the trees. And I talked to Sharon Daphna, remember, about that race that hates carbon life, and they've been trying to terraform Gaia for themselves. And what do they hate? They hate trees. And so that is that report. So I thought you guys might find that interesting. So that correlates with, you know, all this stuff about the 144 and the light workers. I think subconsciously we are feeling the ground that we are making, what we are really doing. We are finally winning this battle, this spiritual battle. And so I just, that's why I had to read that. So that's all I got for you guys today. And I'll put this in the description below, and you can go to that for yourself and reread it and look at all the links that they provided in the YouTube channels that they've included to back up what they've been saying. All right, guys, party time pretty soon, hey?